prosperity or poverty. Amid world wars or economic crisis, one sector operates every day, every time, every year: education. Yet, in March 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic created one of the largest disruptions of the education system in recent history. Educational activities were halted across the world as schools, colleges, and educational institutions closed indefinitely. Around the world, colleges and schools began to quickly adapt to the problem using online virtual platforms to teach. India began following the global trend of using online education. Madras Christian College, one among the top colleges in India, has a large number of students hailing from various backgrounds and cultures all across India. The normally busy and bustling campus of about 360 acres is full of students learning to gain academic excellence, spiritual vitality, and social relevance. Now, it has become almost lifeless, except for the occasional bird or deer which roam about. The lockdown has left students stuck in home, unable to interact or learn in person from the classrooms, affecting nearly 1.6 billion learners in more than 190 countries across all continents. This sudden pandemic has caused a digital transformation of conventional classrooms and laboratories as a necessity overnight. In most developing countries, including India, the pandemic impacted science education saw the successful transformation of conventional theory classrooms into absolute e-classrooms. Yet, all aspects of science education could not be transferred to the online platforms seamlessly. Laboratories are a good example of this problem. Even though teachers tried to explain concepts, produce materials, and taught students through demonstration videos, it did not completely serve the purpose of incorporating skills into the student. The students had to face anxiety and pressure while facing the reality of entering the job market without the complete laboratory skills needed. The teachers, on the other hand, were left unsatisfied with the extent of teaching possible through the demo experiments. Merely watching videos is not enough. Students should proactively learn in the laboratory. But now, the students are stuck in different remote corners of the world. How can we bring the laboratories to the students wherever they are?
To answer this question, we need to have a laboratory where students can perform everything using computers. We are living in a digital world where students need to have a special skills called 21st century skills, namely communication, creativity, and critical thinking. And laboratory courses are introduced in science stream to impart all these skills. But when the pandemic hit, as every country, India is also highly unprepared to face the situation. And somehow we managed to move from offline classes to online classes, courtesy to Google Classroom and Zoom platforms. But we had a huge struggle in converting everything into an online mode. And theory classes, we can say that somewhat we are successful because we have a Google Classroom where we can talk everything in a live streaming way, and we can post our materials. Even examinations can be conducted using Google Classrooms or even Zoom. But when it comes to laboratory, it is a huge struggle for us, even faculty and students. We fail to match the expectations of the students to gain the skills they have to. And somehow we manage by using the available online resources and doing the reactions in laboratory. But if you look at the available online resources, they are not customized to our curricula and even context, and we had a huge problem in these lines. And often we used to take videos in the laboratory to show the demonstration, but students felt that no, we are not happy with that and we didn't gain anything out of that. But this is a good way to engage the student. That's what the comment that we got from the students. That made us to think what is happening here, because when you have no learning taking place in laboratory courses, and we need to address this serious issue. Therefore, in this project, we would like to come up with the specialized indigenous laboratory management system to cater the students and to ensure the skills they have to develop during the practicals.
The proposed project of developing a virtual chemistry laboratory management system emerged a discussion with our principal, Dr. Wilson, who himself is a professor in chemistry, where he shared the challenges faced by the staff and students of the Department of Chemistry in remotely working with the simulated experiments available online and the ways it affected the whole person education. Following to the discussion, the Department of Computer Science joined hands with the Department of Chemistry to propose this project. Dr. Vijay, Dr. Nimmi and myself quickly set on our wheels and started planning the work, and the call for the United Board WPE Digital Content Development Grant came as a great booster for this work. The main objectives of the project are to make the laboratory based learning environment in chemistry functional by using Vclms during a crisis like the pandemic and facilitating a seamless transition into a real time laboratory environment through proactive adaptation as strategy. Second is to integrate the Vclms with the curriculum in future and liberating practical classes from recipe based robotic execution to inquiry based model. Thirdly, to build the confidence in students through pre-laboratory experiences over predicted failures through simulation. Fourthly, to train students in synthesizing information through report preparation and thus fostering creativity, critical thinking and numerical or analytical skills. According to a plan and design, we have decided to develop this Vclms as a web application with simulated laboratory experiments for both undergraduate and postgraduate chemistry students. The proposed learning environment includes videos to be explored, online quizzes, virtual lab simulations, feedback forms, reflections and digital records. A student can log into the application and choose the experiment from a list of experiments, watch a video, read the instructions, take up the online test and carry out the experiment using interactive animation. The chemicals, equipment and experimental table and all the other necessary instruments are visualized in the virtual lab. All the apparatuses and glassware needed for the experiment are placed in a shelf, whereas the other equipment like the burette with stand, digital balance, digital conductivity meter etc. are placed on an experimental table. The user can drag and drop the items needed for the experiment from the shelf, bring them to the table and also choose the equipment on the table to perform step-by-step actions of the experiment using interactive animation. The web application is decided to be developed in a Laravel framework with Adobe Animate and JavaScript for interactive animation, MySQL as database and PHP for backend coding. It can easily be accessed from a desktop or laptop and can spark creativity and critical thinking in students through an interactive way to explore the experiments.
I would like to present some of the highlights of this virtual laboratory program. The experiments for this program have been designed in such a way that each student will get different values for the same experiment. This ensures the significance of each student's individual contribution to the given experiment. We also propose to introduce the possibility of making small errors while performing an experiment to provide a real-time experience to the students. The students will develop the skill of report writing as the learning outcome of such each exercise will be evaluated individually by the teachers. We can also associate some personal benefits for the students by performing this virtual lab experiments in terms of reduction in stress, fear and anxiety. This will also help them in gaining confidence to perform the experiment in the lab. Further, we plan to integrate this laboratory exercise as a pre-lab course into our curriculum. If this is actualized, it would be the first of its kind in a liberal arts and science college in India. It is well known that the present job market is skill-based. In the lockdown, students found it difficult to acquire the skill sets that could only be gained through laboratory courses using equipments and apparatus. We witness that students face a huge amount of pressure and such difficulties create a huge toll on their emotional health leading to distress and anxiety. Here comes the virtual chemistry laboratory for their rescue. Virtual laboratories provide a safe and easy accessible means for every student who wishes to gain laboratory skills even when he or she is unable to be present physically in the laboratory. In this context, we at Madras Christian College wish to address the academia through the virtual chemistry laboratory course and fill this substantial gap in virtual chemistry laboratories. We wish to create a laboratory management system through Upchia platform, easily accessible by students and teachers around the globe, even if they possess very less technical knowledge. In the coming days, online education will be influential, vital and essential. We are sure that our work will provide a significant contribution in creating a future where location or physical presence does not hinder any willing student from obtaining state-of-art laboratory education. We look forward to work together with Upchia to provide quality higher education through virtual chemistry laboratories and reach out to the unreached.